Okay, good afternoon. I'm Steve Woodard, the Director of Emergency Preparedness for the City of Jacksonville. As we have continued to brief the public on the impending hurricane, we have information to share with you regarding the weather and how that is continually changing. With us, we have Angie Agnetti from the National Weather Service office in Jacksonville, who's going to give us the most up-to-date information.
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Angie Agnetti, Incident Meteorologist here at the Duval County Emergency Operations Center for Hurricane Matthew. As of this afternoon, Major Hurricane Matthew is still forecast to track northward, up and along and very close to the east coast of Florida over the next 24 to 36 hours. The storm is expected to bring catastrophic and life-threatening storm surge to our local coastline. We are now calling for surge values of 9 to 12 feet along our immediate coast, with values up to 9 feet pushing down the intercoastal waterway, as well as values getting into the downtown part of Jacksonville of 6 to 9 feet. Pushing southward down to St. John's, farther down towards Naval Air Station Jacksonville, Julieton Creek, and Ortega River, we're looking for values of 3 to 6 feet. So a very significant surge. Along the coast, in addition to these high water values, we're looking for very destructive wind battering waves of 20 to 25 feet high. And to parallel surge, imagine if you're standing in a swimming pool under 9 feet of water, or within 9 feet of water, and then on top of that are these monstrous wind-induced battering waves of 20 to 25 feet. That is what's going to cause the major destruction along the coast, as well as significant flooding pushing inland. In addition to the high surge, we're looking for very strong winds along the coast. Right now, our speeds ramping up into tomorrow afternoon. Maximum speeds right now are looking like 90 sustained up to 115 sustained miles an hour. This would be for areas along and east of the intercoastal waterway, with gusts up to 130 miles an hour possible. Farther inland, west of the intercoastal, we're looking for sustained speeds of 60 to 80 miles an hour, with gusts up to 100 miles an hour. So widespread, significant, and potentially catastrophic wind damage is expected across our area as well. In addition to the wind and surge threat, we're calling for significant rainfall. Along and east of the intercoastal waterway, amounts up to 10 inches, storm total rainfall amounts, and those amounts will be tapering off as you head farther west inland. This is a once-in-a-100-year type of storm for our area. This is not a Floyd. This threat should be taken very seriously, and there will be a threat to life and property, a significant threat to life, due to the surge values that we're expecting along the coast.
Thank you. As you heard from the Weather Service, this is a significant event for Jacksonville. We've been working, preparing for this as a city for several days, and your city is here represented by all of our key stakeholders. Sheriff Williams, you'd like to comment, please?
So just a couple quick points, new topics to talk about. So we have engaged at the state level with the National Guard. So we will have some National Guard assets in and around the city. You will start to see those on Saturday, just to let you know. So when you see them, you're not surprised by it. Obviously, a heavy presence of the National Guard at the beaches. We've been working closely today with the beaches chiefs and mayors as this storm evolves, really, before our eyes. So we're putting plans together again to help them and ramping those plans up as things change. So all of that is going well as can be expected. We're still continuing to monitor the traffic flow. We now have heavy traffic on I-10. We have traffic on 90, US 90 Beaver Street. And we also have Normandy flowing pretty well, but again, traffic picking up there. I think it's important in terms of traffic to manage people's expectations and let everybody know that we're going to have stop-and-go traffic. That's to be expected. This is not a surprise for us, but it's moving, which is what we want. So, again, just to reiterate some of the points the mayor made earlier, if you're in those evacuation zones, take advantage of this opportunity and pack a bag and take a route and leave the city. So we have some alternate routes that we can talk about. I'm going to bring Chief Proper up to talk about potential, alternate ways to get around to the west and to the north. I-95 is flowing pretty well. So we've got, again, ways to leave the city, and we're encouraging people to do that, especially in those evacuation zones. So with that, I'll ask Chief Proper to come up and talk about some of the alternate routes. Leonard?
Thanks. So where we look right now with the city, from leaving the beaches toward the Beltway, it looks fine. It's speed limit. We wish we was more congestion, to be honest with you, but for leaving the beaches, heading toward the Beltway, we don't see any significant delays whatsoever. As you work your way around 295 toward the west end of town and approaching I-10, there is some backups at the Wilson Boulevard, 103rd Street, near the I-10 exit from 295 to go west on I-10. So suggestions for you approaching that congestion would be to exit on Normandy. You can take Normandy west, that catches 301. You can also exit on Commonwealth, work your way around to Beaver Street, it's called US 90, work your way west toward Baldwin, and then you can catch the interstates going back to toward Lake City. It appears right now from 295 to Chafee Road to near that Baker County merge where all that New World and construction kind of all comes together. There's a little bit of backup. This is normal though for just a regular commute, and it's probably a little bit enhanced now because of the evacuation. That traffic is all moving, and there's still ways to get out of town, and there's still ample opportunity to do that now. As the night progresses, it becomes dark, the winds continue, and the rains pick up. You know, that commute's going to become more hazardous, and it's going to be, you know, not as recommended as it is now. So those are your alternate routes right now, and we'll be glad to talk afterwards if you want some more specifics. Thank you.
Are there any plans to make I-10 all westbound? By any chance, the possibility of that?
No, there's no reason to. We got plenty of roads right now. We don't have enough cars to go on the roads. So there's no value in that. I mean, 295 is speed limit. I-95 is 60 miles an hour. We just need people to use the roads that we have to exit the city.
I know your concern was, you said not enough people are leaving. Are they evacuating there? I mean, what are you seeing?
So I can speak to that. You know, it's hard to put your finger on how many people are actually leaving. We are seeing people leave, obviously, because we do have traffic on 10 and we do have traffic on Beaver Street. The beaches, you know, talking to that community, we think that potentially somewhere around 30% of the beaches have evacuated. So I would encourage people to rethink that decision at this point, especially with the new forecast. But you don't really know. So, you know, we've got contingency plans in place, obviously, to address some of the aftermath. But again, we would encourage you, if you live in A, B, or C, to take advantage of this opportunity and leave.
On that note, Sheriff, will the curfews that have been announced, will that affect any of that? And are you insisting in those curfews?
So the curfews have been established by the beaches cities. So the cities of Atlantic, Neptune, and Jacksonville Beach set a curfew, again, to keep people inside, the ones that didn't leave. So it's another layer of security. Again, we won't be out enforcing that. We will not be enforcing any curfews or any of that type of stuff. I have seen and heard of some people from town going to the beach to see the ocean and that type of thing. If you've done it, check it off, but don't do it anymore. I would not encourage anyone else to go to the beach for any sightseeing. Let's stay away from the coastal areas as much as we can. And again, I would encourage those people that have chosen to stay at the beach to rethink that decision.
Is there a point where you will be blocking access to the beach, the sheriff's department?
So typically that's going to come when those bridges close. So again, when we hit that 40-mile-an-hour sustained wind, we will close those bridges. We don't anticipate opening those back up again once we close it. So as we close the bridges entering the beaches, there's not going to be a lot of monitoring one way or the other. Hey, we can open it up for 10 minutes or, you know, one of those type things. So once we close it, they're going to be closed. Expect that closure to last until obviously late into, you know, maybe early Saturday morning, after midnight type timetable. So, but again, we're dealing with the weather. We got to monitor that and see. But once we close them, my gut is that they're going to maintain. We're going to maintain that until the storm weakens.
Sheriff, do you expect adding any more evacuation zones to the map right now?
We have not discussed as of yet doing that, so that's a decision that the mayor will have to make, and we'll have some discussions, I'm sure, later on this afternoon about that potentially. But I haven't been involved in those conversations as of yet and haven't heard that being part of the conversation. So if that happens, trust me, as soon as those decisions are made, within 5 or 10 minutes, he's standing here in front of you talking about it. So you know, there will be no lag in time of getting that information out if that decision is made. But right now, no plans to do that.
The city inland, I mean, when do you guys expect the heavy rain and the wind to start picking up?
So I think, you know, it's going to, again, we're talking about the weather, so you can anticipate midnight to night conditions to start to deteriorate. We will see the bulk of the storm, the hurricane force winds, really impacting the city sometime between, I think it was noon and 4, one of those kind of, actually.
Yeah, I'd be happy
Well,
to
yeah,
speak to
well,
that.
why don't we let the meteorologist answer that question?
Yeah, I'd be happy to speak to that. In terms of the latest timing for tropical storm force winds to begin rotating upward from the south, impacting Duval County, we're looking between 6 o'clock tomorrow morning through noon, and these would be sustained winds of near 40 miles an hour or higher. When we talk about strong tropical storm force winds, these would be winds sustained of 60 miles an hour, and the onset timing of those looks to be between 10 a.m. and 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. For the sustained hurricane force winds coming up along the coast, the time period for that right now looks to be between 1 p.m. Friday afternoon through 4 p.m. Friday. And then those conditions would remain elevated and strong through Friday evening after midnight on Saturday morning, and then conditions gradually improving through noon on Saturday as the storm exits off to our north and northeast.
Can we just kind of recap again, the I-10 situation, the best routes out, because we have people messaging us who are kind of stuck on I-10 right now, just looking for the best route out, and again, the reason to not make them all westbound.
So let's do the first part first. So if you're on I-10 right now, stay on I-10. It's going to get better as you continue to work your way through the city. From 295 to about Baker County, there is congestion. It is moving. We have cameras that are watching that, and there's no fundamental flaw with the traffic plan. It's just volume. So it's moving. If you're approaching I-10 from 295, either north or south, then look at alternate routes. Normandy Boulevard's a good one to 301. Beaver Street's a good one. You have to exit on Commonwealth or Pritchard, work your way to Beaver Street westbound. That's a good one to get to 301, which also intersects with I-10. Those are good alternate routes. Obviously, patience is key, and those people that are stuck in traffic right now, kudos to them. That's smart. Good job. The people that are wanting to approach those intersections, use the detours that we just talked about, and then it will work. It's flowing like it should. There's no crashes. There's no obstructions. There's nothing that would cause you any problems long term. All the way to Lake City, there's no fundamental flaws as of right now of any traffic obstructions leaving Jacksonville all the way to Lake City.